All right, 7.3a, represent division of one-digit divisors. And I threw that a in there because I added this lesson in between 7.3 and 7.4 to get some practice dividing by one number before we do more with two digits. So I can use an area model to determine partial quotients and add partial quotients to calculate the quotient. Now, area model is the box method, which we did with multiplication. So there's definitely a connection, like we talked about in the last lesson, how we can connect multiplication and division to help us solve division problems. So first line of your notes, it says, I can represent a division problem using, go ahead and write an area model. Okay, which is like the box. Okay, so you might think, how am I going to use that for division? And I will show you. It's similar to last lesson, how you're going to be sort of seeing how many groups you can do before you get to the answer. So you're going to keep finding partial quotients. This is the next line of your notes. Keep finding partial quotients until you reach the dividend. I'll show you what this looks like. And then you'll add the partial quotients to get the quotient. All right. So we're going to do 152 divided by 8. So we can think of the area model. We're doing 8. We're going to guess and see which do we think should go there in order to get us to 152. Well, I could just try 10, 11, 12, but kind of like in the last lesson, we're going to do it in some groups. So I know if I did times 10, well, 8 times 10 is 80. Okay, we're not quite to 152 yet. So then, like before, I can subtract 80. 15 minus 8 is 7. So I still need to get 72 more. I'm going to add on another box to say, okay, well, I know 8 times 9 is 72. If you look on your chart, you would find that. 8 times 9 is 72. If we subtract 72, we have nothing left. So I found my two partial quotients, right? 80 and 72 add together to get me 152. I can add these pieces, excuse me, 10 plus 9 to give me 19. Okay, so then I know 8 times 19 is going to give me 152. So that means 152 divided by 8 is 19. Let's do another example. If I do 1,620 divided by 7, what does that equal? So remember, I'm trying to find something times 7 equals 1,620. So, I'm going to move my face for a minute so I have some more space. So I'm going to try and do, okay, 7 times something will equal 1,620. Now, if I just did 10 groups, that's 70. 70 is pretty far away from 1,620. So instead, I'm going to do 100 groups because I know 100 groups is 700. 7 times 100 is 700. And it's still smaller. So if I think, okay, could I do another 700? Well, let's see. If I subtract 700, 16 minus 7 is 9. I could do another 700. So let's do another 100 groups. It's another 700. All right, so I have 220 left, so I can't do another 700. But why don't I do... This is when you have to decide, okay, do I just want to do easy, like 10 groups? I could try 20 groups. 2 times 7 is 14. Put that 0. So that's just going to be closer to 120 or 220, so I'll have less steps. So subtract 140. 12 minus 4 is 8. And then nothing. So I still have 80 left. So I'm going to do one group now. 1 times 7 is 7. Subtract 7. I have 3. Now, I can't fit another group of 7, but I still have some left, so that is my remainder. If I have less than what I am dividing by, less than my divisor, then I know that's my remainder. So I can add these numbers up to get my quotient or my answer. So 221 221 remainder 3. I feel like I made a mistake somewhere. Oh, I know why. I was like, what is happening? Look at what I did here. I did 80 minus 7 equals 3. That is not true. So let me back up a second, show you what I did wrong. Instead of doing this one group here, I should really have done another 10 groups to get 70. So when I subtract 70, I'll still have 10. And then I'm going to do another one group to get 7. Now when I subtract it, I'll get 3. Maybe you noticed that. We're like, why is she doing 80 minus 7 equals 3? Sorry about that. Now 100 plus 100 plus 20 plus 10 plus 1 is 231. And then I do have that remainder of 3. All right. Gonna give you some to try. As always, if you need more examples, no worries. So 2,130 divided by 4. Go ahead and give it a try. All right, hopefully you got it. Remember, we're trying to find something times 4 equals 2,130. Okay, so I need to do some things times 4. Now, I'm just going to do a group of 100. You might be thinking, that's not very big. 400 is still kind of far away. That's true, but if you want to do like 200 or 300, that is fine. I'll at least start with this, and then I might go up a little bit. But if you don't mind doing some subtracting, then this is a fine method. Now maybe I say, okay, I'm going to do 200 this time. Get 800. That is fine. Sometimes, you start with 100 and then you kind of see where you're at. This is 9. I'm going to do another 200. And notice I'm not trying like 220 or 230. I'm just going with ones that are easy to multiply in my head. 2 times 4 is 8. Add the 2 zeros. So that it's not, I don't want to say guessing and checking, but I'm minimizing the side multiplication that I have to do. Because I'm picking ones I can do in my head. Well, I can't do another 100 fours. I definitely can't do 200 fours because I only have 130 left. Now, you might say, okay, ooh, I know something that's close. That's great. I'm just going to do 10 and see where I'm at. Okay, that's 40. 90. Now I might say, oh, 2 times 4 is 8. So if I do 20 times 4, that would be 80. You might have even noticed at this step that 4 times 3 is 12. So you could have done 30. That's fine. Some of you that know your facts a little bit better might be able to shorten this process a little bit. But if not, notice I'm taking a few more steps and it's fine. How many 4s can I fit into 10? Well, I can fit 2 because 2 times 4 is 8. Hopefully I didn't subtract weirdly this time. I get 2 left over. I can't fit another group of 4. So I know that it's going to be remainder 2. And now I need to add up and see. 100 plus 200 plus 200 is 500. And then if I get 10 plus 20 is 30 plus another 2. So 532, remainder 2 is my answer. I will show you one more. Again, questions, totally fine. We can go through it slower. I can walk you through the different steps, or whoever is there to help. Let's do 6,958 divided by 6. Do you get it? Remember, we're really just trying to figure out how many groups of 6 get me to 6,958. So, 6 times something is what I'm going for. Now this one I can look and say, wow, I have 6,000. I know 6 times 1 is 6. Add those 3 zeros, so I can actually do 1,000 and get 6,000. Now if I did groups of 100, that would work too. Obviously, it would just take me many more steps. So I kind of have to look at the number and think, okay, how big do I need to go to get there without going too big? So 1,000 groups of 6 gets me to 6,000. I still have 958 more. I'm trying to figure out how many groups of 6 can I get out of there. Let's do 100, because I know that's 600, which is smaller than 958. Now I have 358, so I can't do another group of 100. Now, let's stop and think for a second. If I did 6 times 4, that's 24, which is close to 35. And I'm thinking like 6 times 40 is 240. Well, 6 times 50. Well, 6 times 5 is 30. Put on a 0. So then I get 300. So notice how thinking about my facts helped me save some steps instead of just doing like 10 groups and 10 groups and 10 groups. If you did 10 groups and just did 60, 60, if I did like 10 groups here and I just did 60 here and subtracted 60 multiple times, that would also work. Again, it would just be more steps. So depending on how comfortable you are with your facts will affect how many steps it is, but you can still get the right answer either way. So now 58, how many groups of 6 can I get out of 58? Well, if I look at my chart and I think, how close can I get? I can get to 54 if I do 9 groups, because 9 times 6 is 54. I have 4 left. Can't get another group of 6 out, so that's my remainder. And then I can add these all up. 1,159 is my answer. Make sure you ask if you need help, if you want any more practice problems, if you want someone to help walk you through it. No problem. Good luck.